So Blake Lively's team is sitting here giving a warning to content creators. And this could be a bad thing, but not for all creators.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? Yes. Surprise, guys. We knew at some point the Team Blake Lively, Team Balake would go out of their way to start going after content creators at some point. We always see it in some semblance, some sort of way. A lot of times they try to go after the big names and all that stuff. And like I said in the beginning, this could be a bad thing, but this is not for all content creators. And I'll explain that in just a little bit. So don't worry, you can rest your weary little head, okay, when you go to sleep. You don't have to go into some night sweats concerned about, oh, am I going to get hit with some lawsuits by Blake Lively? We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. You might have to be worried, but most, I believe, won't have to worry about a doggone thing. But let's get into this article here, right? Her team, okay, Balake's team is warning against online content creators that parrot Justin Baldoni's line. So clearly, to me, they have a huge problem with the fact that there are people out here that are finding out more information. Listen, coming up with their own conclusions, thinking independently and critically as adults, as intelligent individuals, and coming up with their own thoughts on this thing. And there are still people out there. It may not be a huge, loud group, but there is still a group of people out here that are still on Team Blake's side. And that's okay. All right. And that's why I say in the comments section and elsewhere, y'all, hey, we all just need to agree to disagree at some point here, because at the end of the day, this ain't that. Are they putting food in your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Are they bathing you and singing lullabies to you before you go to sleep at night? No, they are actors. This is obviously a huge situation. So we shouldn't be starting an uncivil war, okay, in the comments section at each other. Okay, we should be sitting down, commenting, watching the whole thing, agree to disagree, and watch this whole dumpster fire go up in flames. Because no matter what, it is multicolored and entertaining as hell, right? But it shouldn't destroy our personal lives or our lives out here in these streets. Real talk, okay? But like I said, everyone's entitled to their own opinions, and that's totally fine by me, all right? Because you never know. The pendulum could swing real fast any day now, any second now, or it could stay exactly where it is right now, which is Team Justin. She has come up with nothing so far, and now she's mad, okay? This is what it seems like to me. She and her team are mad because more and more information is coming out on Team Justin's side that's exonerating Justin, that's making her look really bad, and I'm sure she's mad, right? And of course, content creators are catching the BS. They're calling out the BS. And what's happening? Now they're going, oh, we're going to sue you. We'll see all about that, all right? So we already know about this battle, okay, between these two, okay? Revolves around questions of consent, celebrity, and the rules of warfare over one's public image. Little surprise then that it's become chum for online content creators. And as bad as it's gotten, it could get worse. So that's why at the outset of litigation, Lively has asked a judge to keep certain information confidential and away from the armchair legal commentators of TikTok and YouTube. Lively is suing Baldoni, which we already know about all that. Ryan Reynolds is in this situation too. Baldoni is suing back. We all know about that, okay? And yes, content creators are most definitely coming in and commentating. And why not? If you're putting it out there on the world stage, if you're doing a whole New York Times article going in on Justin Baldoni, trying to destroy his name, his reputation, his livelihood, all that stuff, and you have nothing to back those claims, then he gets an opportunity to put some things out to back what his rebuttal is, and he uses that as him firing back with receipts. And those receipts show that so far he's an innocent man. Yeah. Why wouldn't it start going off on the internet by content creators and all that? Let's be real. A lot of us are really, really tired of people crying wolf, and then people believing that person in crying wolf, only to find out there was no wolf in the first place. People are tired of that, and we're seeing that countless times. We're seeing that happen so often. Everything from Amber Heard and then some, right? People are tired of people getting thrown under the bus, having their lives be destroyed solely because someone wants to take advantage of the court of public opinion. And that's exactly what Blake Lively did. Then see, that's the thing. She's trying to shut off all this information she literally wants to seal all this other information and cut it off from the rest of the world, from the internet, from the public. Why? Because she's now seeing what she started in the first place is starting to bite her in the butt. That's all it is, guys. This is clearly a way of like some retaliation tactic, okay? As she's retreating, she's still trying to fire back as she's trying to run back, okay? Back towards the safety zone, okay? Which there is no safety zone at this point, but it's almost as if she's trying to do that, right? Run away and fire at the same time, right? And again, nothing's going to happen. It's not going to change anything. I really don't think that this judge is going to allow a protective order or allow things to be withheld from the public. It's already been displayed out here for the public. Might as well finish it out in the public. Okay. So of course we already know about his lawyers responding, basically saying exactly what I said, which is it's absolutely ridiculous for them to sit there and say, hey, let's protect everything. Now we got to change the rules of the game. And it's like, wait a second. We were just playing just fine for a second. And now you got a problem with it? Hell no. Leave it all out there. If it started in the public, it needs to end in the public, as I've said before. Now, what's interesting, of course, they're sitting there saying, hey, we are concerned about the content creators, that are putting out this information and all that stuff. And I'm going to read that little bit. There's some, this was all put in a legal document. Okay. But I'm just going to read the last paragraph of this thing. And I think it's really important. And like I said, should you worry about this information as a content creator? If you are a content creator watching this show, watching this video right now, I got some advice. I definitely got some advice, so I'm going to give that to you guys in a second. But you could very well be in trouble. You could be one of those people that could possibly get sued or get thrown under the bus here in this situation if you're not following certain rules. Okay, and we will talk about that in a second. All right, but if you are following these rules, then you're going to be fine. You'll be fine. So let's take a look at this. Okay, it says certain online content creators who frequently parrot the Wayfarer party's line. In other words, they're always just repeating whatever they're saying, but never repeating anything that Blake Lively team is saying. But by the way, if you're doing your due diligence, you're showing both sides. And then, of course, putting in your commentary. There's a little bit of information on how you can't get in trouble, right? But let's continue on, because everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and everyone's entitled to think critically and independently for themselves. That's important, right? But let's move on. All right. So they say who frequently parrot the Wayfarer party's line, at least one of whom just happens to be a client of Wayfarer's counsel, Brian Friedman, have used similar misleading accusations. Compare opposition at one. Okay. So Perez Hilton. All right. He's been a frequent guest on my main channel show. Okay, he is a columnist. You know what I mean? He talks about all things that are going on in pop culture and then some. Okay. What's interesting is they're bringing up a video. Okay, which is Blake Lively asked judge for stronger protective order to keep Justin Baldoni's suit details private after receiving violent messages. All right. And that's what they put out there. All right. Then also Candace Owens is in this mug. Okay. Late last night, while we all slept, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds filed a protective order. The guilty as sin couple is asking a judge to protect from the public some confidential documents and names gathered in the discovery process. So, predictably, media outlets picked up the same narrative. And then, of course, they show up some other things from like the Mirror and a bunch of other reporters writing these things. Okay, her lawyer urged that some details of the case should be restricted to attorneys' eyes only in order to limit the amount of shock headlines being generated by the case. Okay, so the travels of the mischaracterization embraced by the opposition, by the ops, through this manufactured echo chamber by itself provides ample justification for a protective order that establishes adequate protections of third-party privacy interests. Now, here's the thing. If we are reading an article, if we're reading documents, and we are interpreting it, and putting our own commentary into it, we have every right to do that. It's freedom of speech. Of course, it's how we are interpreting and understanding and putting our opinions on that legal document. Now, if you're just making stuff up for the sake of getting views, yeah, you can get into some serious trouble for that, for sure. Okay, especially if that video lands in the hands of someone like Ryan Reynolds or Blake Lively, or even just a Baldoni if you're on the Blake Lively side, right? And all you're doing is putting out nothing but defamatory claims and things that aren't true. Yes, you can most definitely get in trouble. This is the reason why, and I've said this a million times, not only, I've never said it on this platform, but I've said it on my main channel during lives, but this is the reason why I cannot stress enough how much I love legal documents. Let me just say that real quick, okay? I just love me some legal docs. And I think a lot of other people, okay, a lot of other content creators that are trying to stay true to the story, I think that's why I think they love them some legal docs as well. Because the documents is written in black and white. It's on legal paper. Now, here's the other thing. If somebody interprets a story or puts in their own take on a story, and they're just saying this is what I've ungathered, this is what I'm seeing, this is what I'm understanding, okay, I don't see anything wrong with that either. But if you are just blatantly putting out rumors and making up lies, that's a huge problem. I don't think Perez Hilton, nor do I think Candace Owens have done something like that as well. Now, I know that Candace Owens has been coming out with a few things, all right? A few things that are, I would say, kind of, sort of borderline. But, she is coming up. She's talking about it. She's saying, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm gathering. It is very much rumor mill, okay? But at the same time, that I could see maybe she could find herself in some trouble for that. Okay. But from what I've seen, and of course, I haven't seen every single video that Perez Hilton has done revolving around this particular debacle. But from what I've seen so far, a lot of the things that he's citing are coming from actual articles. And that's what I see for a lot of content creators. Yes, there are content creators that are out there that are making stuff up for the sake of making things up. Yeah, I can see them getting in trouble for that. Okay, just making, like, there was one out there going, oh, Justin Baldoni has video of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, or Blake Lively getting violent on set. It's all caught on video. I clicked on that mug to be like, is that real? Man, the whole thing was fake, right? There's things like that that are out here on the internet, and you have to be mindful of where you're receiving the news, where you're receiving your information, because those types of websites or those types of content creators could find themselves in some serious trouble because of the BS that they're putting out. Same thing with the Diddy situation, right? all the craziness that's going on with Diddy. There's so much content out there now where people are saying things that aren't even true. They're just making things up and doing some crazy AI thumbnail, and it's getting a whole bunch of clicks and views because people are like, oh man, he did this. And they're clicking on it only to find out that that whole thing is fake and not true as well. So like I said, even these lawyers need to be mindful of where they're getting their content. And like I said, I don't see what Perez or Candace, I don't see what they've done wrong at all. Personally, they are doing their own commentary. They're, of course, talking about what's going on in the world, and they're putting in their 2 cents about that. But they're also relying on content that already exists, which is the articles and all that stuff. But like I said, the fact that Blake Lively's team is basically saying, oh, we're going to go after everybody, all content creators. Y'all going down. Y'all going down. Yeah, no, I don't see it. I only can see it if they're going after people that are lying through their teeth. Perfect example. Think Tasha K, Cardi B. Tasha K, Cardi B, some serious situation. She owes that woman millions. Tasha K owes Cardi B a lot of money, millions of dollars, right? Because she went on her website, went on her YouTube channel and put out fake news, was later discovered as fake news and rumors about Cardi B, okay? That did not work out in her favor at all whatsoever. She even admitted on the stand that she made certain things up about Cardi B because she knew it was bringing views. She knew it was bringing clicks. That is a different story, right? That is the content creator you don't want to be. You want to rely on articles. You want to rely on the legal docs. That's just how the game is. When you start making things up, you are in a world of trouble. Cardi B is the first person, one of the first, to come out here and successfully win, okay, against these content creators. So again, that should be a very, very big warning to any content creator out here that's putting out fake news or putting out information and just lying and making it seem like it's the truth. Like I said, you stay with the articles, you stay with the legal docs, you should be right as rain. But what say you guys? To me, I think that this is a this is fully exposing that Blake Lively is shaking in her boots. Because let's be real, Perez and Candace Owens, they are killing it right now with the content. Okay, among many, many others, are making crazy, crazy content and getting crazy views, and people are watching and listening to everything that they're putting out. That, of course, I can see could scare the crap out of somebody like Blake Lively. Again, that shows to me, once again, that she's worried and she knows that the court of public opinion is on Team Justin's side so far. If you're showing up with no receipts, what are they going to do? The court of public opinion, especially the ones that are speaking out, the loudest ones in the room, are getting heard. That's just how the town square works, the internet. That's just how the town square works. And again, are they wrong? I think not. They're giving the people the information that they want, and they're following this case to a T because it is a big, big case. Maybe even bigger than Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, maybe, okay? Because we started at the ground. We started at the very beginning of all this craziness, and we're going to ride through this until it is court time. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Comment down below. She can miss me with this nonsense. Like I said, if you're staying on your P's and Q's and just making sure you're covering what you're covering and it's legitimate information, you should be in the clear, okay? But she clearly is scared, and she's trying to find anything she can to really try to scare us content creators and stop us from continuing to talk and speak the information that's out here. But anyway, guys, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Crush that subscribe button. And we'll talk very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.